Who's feeling ready to witness some earth-shattering events? Thank you for coming, sir. Her Grace is most eager to speak with you. If you require a moment to compose yourself before your audience, you may have it. Or if you're ready, it will be my honor to escort you to Her Grace's chambers forthwith. Upon proceeding to the Sultana's bedchambers, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Actually, no, let me change one thing so that I can potentially tab out without disrupting the recording. Let's go to System Config and look at audio. And let's say background music should play in the background, when the window is in the background. Then I can click on Discord and chatter as we chat, as we see history unfold. Let's proceed to the Sultana's bedchamber. Here we go. Alright. This text auto advanced is on. I think this is fully voiced, this entire thing. This is kind of an amazing document to exist. Kind of an amazing room. Enter.
Your guest has arrived.
You've been waiting for me. Maybe we should have put on a clown suit before we came in here. Really set the tone. Everyone just looks so fucking good. I hate that this is just a set of armor that was handed to us.
And take your ease.
And not something we composed ourselves at all. We bear the mark of the boosty. But we look pretty good. There's that boy again. Look at that fella. Do Emmerich. Go flirt with the twink. Actually, twink for twink is counter-revolutionary, so.
And what of the city proper?
We sustained some few losses, but the heart of our nation yet beats with vigor. I am not certain I could say the same had we not received your most generous aid.
Yeah, I mean, let's not test that alternate history.
Attack on Ishgard is an attack on the realm. We stand together or fall divided.
You're getting taken for a ride, Robe. You gotta stand up for yourself a little. Command some concessions out of those motherfuckers.
Such noble words after the fact.
Yeah, Alphino remains exactly on my wavelength. He's a good boy.
I had hoped to speak in the presence of Her Grace, but it seems she has been delayed. That being the case, now would seem as good a time as any.
Now would seem as good a time as any. Whoa, what's with the face, buddy?
Pray allow me to convey Ishgard's warmest gratitude for your part in the defense of our lands.
When you convey your warmest gratitude, but he keeps sucking.
'Tis upon the success of this very alliance that my recommendation to throw open the gates of judgment shall be founded. With the blessing of the Archbishop, it is my hope that Ishgard will soon be reunited with her long-estranged sister nations, and that Eorzea shall once more be as one.
Yeah, that's optimistic. I mean, it's good that we're looking forward. Someone's just discovered that a roguelike with a campaign can be lost in the middle of that campaign. Alas, fortunately, in Final Fantasy XIV, nothing is ever lost forever. Except for the days that you sink into it. And this playlist is going to be about 60 hours by the time that we're done with ARR, given there's still another raid we need to do. Or in the playlist, it's probably already done, but...
Nothing to worry about. I shall return anon.
Everything's fine. Alphino is going to go arrange a date for prom. Who do you think Alphino is, like, making do with, having realized that he is too young for the men he's really interested in? He must be dating somebody his own age, right? But it's like fractious, like they both kind of recognize that... Oh boy. I don't love seeing the crystal. Ooh, Alphino, there's lightning going on around here. I should mute my phone actually, because there's a very real possibility we could get a storm warning. I was muted.
You may go.
After I have killed you.
Grace.
Whoa, that bottle is the size of her fucking... her forearm. Jesus. It's like a bottle built to rival one of those full wine bottle glasses.
You must be curious as to the reason for this private audience. The matter I would discuss, however, will soon make apparent the need for discretion.
Let's play it safe, why don't we?
I intend to abdicate the throne and dissolve the monarchy.
Whoa. The mask is really,
You
perhaps
have seen
shutting
for
us out of
yourself
some
the
acting
storm
here.
of turmoil that howls through our streets. The government fails in its responsibilities, and my subjects suffer the consequences of our incompetence.
Are we supposed to object to her dissolving the fucking hereditary monarchy of
But
this
I will
place?
see them suffer no longer. The victory feast shall provide the stage on which I declare the dissolution of the Sultanate. 'Tis mine intent that the ruling class of our golden city should take its place beside the common man in a fair and equitable republic. No more shall this nation bow to the whims of a privileged few.
Yes, we stand a communist queen.
Yet, that which I propose will entail the tearing up of this city's very foundations.
Uh-huh. And
Even
some...
Roban, with all his strength and influence, will be hard-pressed to keep his footing on such treacherous ground.
Yeah, well, there's gonna be some guillotine action, and I think some of it might be misplaced around Ruban's shoulder. Ooh, that's a harsh turn of phrase. Oh, damn it, I missed it.
Innumerable foes are the one hero in whom I can place my trust. Will you do this thing for me? I am truly grateful. More grateful than I can well express.
All it took was a
Much of my
nod
dread
from a
for the
cat in a
coming days
robotic
has been
suit of power
quieted.
armor. Ooh, this should be perfectly safe. Perfectly safe. Ting. Ooh, Roban can hear the falling of every sparrow. Erwin is just kind of chilling. Wow. Erwin is just sitting there. What the fuck? Yeah, he's just crossing the room to eat her now that she's dead. Presumably, if he weren't a cat, he would have shown a little bit more concern. Great news, everyone. Whoa.
Your Grace!
Telegy Adelegy. The scheming little guy himself.
Her Grace, the Sultana, is dead. Poison in her wine?
It was me. That's right, confess,
You
Erwin.
did this.
Yeah, it was me.
Spare us your denials. I see no other suspects, and the room has but the one entrance. I hereby accuse you of regicide. Men, arrest this viper.
Oh, she's not my Regis. Can you regicide a regent who's not your regent? I'm unclear on this. Maybe we should, like, call a doctor? It kind of seems like you're not that interested in her well-being. Telegy, Adelegy. It's a good name. It's a memorable name. Oh, okay. Seems the crystal gems.
Barring a few exceptions, we have detained all those with allegiance to the Scions. The Rising Stones is also under our control.
Uh-oh, that does not sound good to me. I kind of liked the Rising Stones. I didn't like have to go back there all the time, but it was close. They're gonna send us back to the Waking Sands, please, no. Oh, I'm almost sure they're gonna send us back to the Waking Sands, actually. That sounds familiar.
And what do you hope to achieve with this mutiny?
Why, that which we have striven for all along, Commander. The salvation of Eorzea.
Is that true, UAs? Oh, wait, did we hear Alphino say UAs' name out loud? Because it didn't register in my mind if he did. Alright, so things are afoot. There seems to be scheming, but we're back at the party. Nobody is the wiser. Our enormous bottles of wine. Wow, and she's made to drink out of a weird... That's like a fucking... You would feed a pet water out of a bowl like that.
Knights from the homeland. This cannot bode well.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Lord Commander, we have received an urgent message from the Holy See.
Ooh,
I
what
am
does
grieved
that
to
mean?
report that your serpentine foes have resumed their assault. Needless to say, your presence is urgently required. These knights have come to bear you swiftly home to Ishgard.
Want to get rid of Emmerich, huh?
A surprise attack.
We've had no such word from our men, and the timing is most fortuitous to catch us away from the city.
Most fortuitous indeed.
Lord Commander, we must away.
Is that so?
You have been a most gracious host. I hope that I might one day return the favor.
Emmerich, you really
Come,
gonna
Lucia.
just fall for this? Come on, we put so much faith in you. We had all stock. Whispers among the scions. You'd hope the scions could recognize a plot when one's unfolding around them, wouldn't you? But it's not clear to me that they have. Thancred, of course, doing his thing. Oh, he's got the parallel neck tattoos too. Does he come from the same place that, and the Zelda Eye? Are they both Sharlayan? Is Thancred Sharlayan?
Ah, the ever-dutiful brass blades. I must apologize, but my dance card is rather full.
Ooh.
Another time, perhaps?
Uh-oh, I think there's gonna be knives.
Thancred,
A
of the
circle of
Scions
knowing
of the
is what that
Seventh
is.
Dawn. You stand accused of committing acts of espionage in service to the Garlean Empire.
Oh, whoops, you couldn't hear me speculating about it. I don't know when I was muted, but
Espionage? What in the seven hells are you talking about?
Thancred's tattoos are from the circle of knowing.
If you're referring to that business with the Ultima weapon, then you must understand, I wasn't myself.
What are provisions for possession like in the law? Does that
Under
happen a
interrogation,
lot?
An Imperial prisoner revealed your involvement in numerous dealings with the enemy.
Whoa.
We've also been investigating reports that you are a practitioner of forbidden arts.
That must be,
You'd best come
well,
along
like
with us.
birth control. Thancred popularizes
You invite me
the
to your party
condom.
and now you want me to leave? I do so detest receiving mixed signals.
That's right, Thancred.
Come then.
Give him a piece of
I
your
believe I've lost
mind.
my appetite for this farce of a celebration.
Ooh. Wow. If they had us play as Thancred here, that would be obviously infuriating because nobody wants to be Thancred, but kind of cool. I think that does happen later on, that we, through the echo, perceive other people's stories, and it's not all just video. But that is far in our future, or maybe not as far as we think.
You go too
Better be
far,
longer than we
Lord
think.
Adeleji. By what right do you march armed soldiers into a royal banquet and eject state visitors without her grace's consent?
Uh-oh.
You treat the
Well,
brass blades as your personal army and show contempt for the throne with your every act. Leave us now.
you gonna break the news to Leji?
Order, General. Mayhap you have mistaken me for one of your flames. You will find I am not so slavishly obedient. As you lecture me on personal armies. As for your outrageous claim that I have shown contempt for the throne, let all here observe that it was not I who feasted while an assassin removed its occupant.
What? This cannot be.
I expect this is your idea of defending the nation, is it? This and diluting our forces through these distractions in Cartano and Kurthus. I do begin to see how the ranks of the Immortal Flames came to be riddled with Garlean sympathizers. You are plainly unfit for command.
Ooh, he's knocking down all the pillars of
Wait,
power.
gods damn you. Your words make no sense. What assassin?
You mean to say no? We caught the vaunted
Leji gets off on this
Scions in
shit.
Grace's private chambers, not moments after the deed was done.
Can't be. I'm good and pure. A cat would never murder a small creature for no reason.
No, this cannot be!
She would still be alive bleeding somewhere if it were me.
Save your breath. You will need it to plead your case. You and your entire order are to be tried for this atrocity.
Ooh, wow. Collective, that's, You're operating on thin evidence, really hoping to just sweep the room here, huh?
Bring in the prisoner.
Is it us? Erwin, stand. Woof.
This man stands accused of poisoning Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ul Namo, and his suspected accessories to the crime. All members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn will be detained for questioning.
This is madness!
Fair enough. I mean, you know, we had a good run, but I guess the rest of Final Fantasy... Oh, shit. I guess the rest of Final Fantasy XIV is just gonna be us rotting in prison. It's good old Ilberd.
Further proof. A vial with traces of the substance used to poison Her Grace was found upon the assassin's person.
How very convenient.
You would speak of convenience? Who persuaded Her Grace to host this celebration?
Who brought same-day delivery to
Ample
Ul'dah?
opportunity to commit the crime, and a crowd within which to fade from view. A more convenient occasion I could scarcely imagine.
How dare you! After all we have done for Ul'dah!
Yeah, it turns out capitalists don't really care about anything but the accrual of capital.
I know all about the dark gift that you and your disciples wield.
Well, not anymore. It's kinda been taken away.
I've observed how you worked upon the minds of the Alliance leaders, bending them to your will.
That's what we did? I kinda thought we did their every
And what of
bidding.
your cordial relationship with Sir Emmerich? For years, Ishgard abjured all contact with the outside world, and now the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights treats you with the familiarity of a childhood friend.
I mean,
I'll tell you what I think. I think this desperate defense of Ishgard was but a ruse to deceive us into dividing our forces. Your next move will be to charm your Kurthan allies into invading our lands. Now that is truly ridiculous.
How do you even think of this stuff?
She cannot be dead.
we are all mortal,
Stand aside, Ilbert. I want to see the Sultana.
as I think you would know, Mr. Gladiator.
Spare yourself the pain, brother. I saw her with my own eyes.
Yeah, and no one's had any reason to doubt your loyalty when you murdered that dude.
Her handmaiden can attest to that.
I mean, she kind of sat there screaming and choking. And nobody really checked on her. I mean, she could easily be fine.
This cannot be. Nanamo. Nanamo. No!
It's an unfortunate name for a big no to come before or after. Fortunate name to come before a big no. Do.
Plainly, the Royalists can no longer be relied upon to keep our nation safe. And so it falls to the monitorists of the Syndicate to govern Uldar.
So let's just wrap things up here.
General, we would be more than happy to entrust the task of planning Her Grace's funeral to you.
Oh boy.
It seems only right that you should bury your precious Sultana, and we will be glad to be rid of that burden.
Ooh. Talking harsh.
I'll bet you will. You more than any man.
Whatever do you mean?
I mean you had her killed, you black-hearted bastard!
What rot! Though I did have sufficient motive, 'tis true. That young lady caused me no end of grief. She always was a most unwilling puppet. I dare say Her Grace was grateful that someone thought to cut her strings.
Ooh.
You would mock her, then mock her from hell!
What?
Do it, dude. Guillotine. Oh, wait, he did? Oh, sick. Baller. Is he fucking dead? That rocks. I did not remember that Teleji got his card punched here. Yeah. That's it, dude. Begin the terror. All of them on the block, please.
Have you lost your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers, much less slaughter our fellow syndicate members.
Oh, it's against the rules, is it? Who wrote them? Who wrote those rules?
You're one of them. You've been in league with the Scions all along.
Cut off Lolorito's head, please. He is also a garbage parasite. Please go.
Next, you scheming bastard!
Yep, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Don't stop. Oh, wow. Whoa. Whoops. Hey, buddy. You dropped this, King.
Seven hells! Admiral, we must leave.
You think she recorded that one unique, or was it just like a pain noise they had in case they ever had to use her in combat?
How unlike you, old friend. I did not expect to take your arm so easily.
Take the Scions into custody. They have conspired to commit regicide. And arrest this traitor as well.
Ilbert, I hope you choke on their coin.
Well, maybe you should have examined your friend a little more closely earlier.
Long years. We can't all abandon Alamigo and become great war heroes as you have.
Is that what he's done? He too seems to be very focused on Alamigo. I'm not sure that any of these complaints stand up.
You are not the man you once were, Raban. Since that girl strapped the yoke around your neck, you've become docile. took the mad bull and cut off his balls. And a bull that cannot rot is fit for naught but slaughter. Shall I tell you who really killed your precious Sultana?
Yeah, go ahead and spill. We're too slow to figure it out.
It was me.
Dun, 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 dun.
You die!
Yeah, just do it. Yeah. Please cut Elbert in half. Perhaps we should have taken any of the 8 or 9 red flags. I guess there was really only the one truly serious one, when he very clearly murdered that lead. And one of our own dudes. Whoa. Whoa. What fucking blade technique is this? Y'shtola as usual. Unbothered.
I never doubted you, not for a moment. But there is more to this than I yet understand.
Maybe we should help, you know? That's just a thought. Erwin, what are you doing? You're not in cuffs.
Find out who is behind this plot. It is the only way. Now
The
go!
only way. Unraveling a conspiracy, huh? You're sure that's not well beyond us? I mean, we walked right into it, you know.
Ah, there you are.
Thancred, where have you been?
Avoiding the fumbling advances of some very persistent admirers.
Okay, that was a good line. Fuck you,
When I
Thancred.
realized the celebrations had turned sour, it seemed prudent to slip away and take stock of the situation.
Skill honed over. Oof, a skill honed over
Much of the
years.
city is already under tight guard. It occurs to me that expanding the Brass Blade's authority may not have been such a wonderful idea after all.
Man, the sonic voice for him isn't even like,
The success of this plan was contingent upon those thugs having the run of the place. Just how long has this scheme been in motion?
it isn't even like texturally wrong. He kind of talks in it.
Careful preparations, the maneuvering of forces. I am inclined to agree with the General's insistence that a deeper plot exists here.
I mean, yeah. This is very obviously the execution of a conspiracy.
We now have an excuse to pummel as many brass blades as we like.
That's always cool.
Unless you plan on pummeling them all, I'm not sure that will greatly aid our cause.
I'm level 75, dude. There's not really a cap.
Assassination was but one part of the scheme. We too were its targets. And though we did not share Pornonimo's fate, we are yet hobbled by the charges laid at our door. Where now might we seek refuge?
Where indeed, we may safely assume that our foe is thought to have the Rising Stones watched.
Back to the
Forgive me for
Waking
stating the obvious,
Sands.
but our choice of destination will matter little if we cannot secure an escape route out of Ul'dah.
Ul'dah. Sure. I mean, that's
Happily,
how
I
people
believe
have
I
been
can
saying it.
provide one. Papa Shan once told me about the passages hidden in the walls of the palace.
He sounds drunk.
If I recall correctly, the fireplace in Animo's chambers conceals the entrance to a tunnel.
It seals the entrance to a tunnel.
It should lead outside the city and allow us to avoid any messy confrontations.
Just go with it, man. Just say, I'm waiting. So all these voice actors are going to change in the expansion. Not all of them, but many of them. And among them, alas, Alphinaud. I don't want my boy to change. He's a good lad. We don't need him switching it up, but who knows? I'm sure the replacement is solid.
I'll handle this lot.
Yeah, I was just doing some Cesti and Dark Souls. It was going badly. It was going quite badly.
I suppose I shall just have to join you.
Let's do
Crystal
it.
Blaze too, huh? Now this should be interesting.
I always like to know a man's name
Leader,
before I
Pamalino.
split him in half. Well, that's actually not true. Anonymous is kind of be preferred there. Wow. Jeez.
We will hold our pursuers
Time
here.
is so weird.
Hurry, now. Find this tunnel of Thancred's.
The way that was delivered, this tunnel of Thancred's, like the tunnel of many Thancred's.
Minfilia, we cannot linger.
Direction is challenging for a multilingual project. Hey. Ooh. Yeah, you got those evil anime glasses, right? Take them off and assume your magical girl form. Oh. Ooh.
Now look what you've done.
Wish she could have had a weird fucked up eyeball down in there. Fortunately,
Are you all right? There are just too many of them.
the turn-based roots of the franchise have returned here.
I'm fine. I could do this all day. How about you?
Nearing the end of my tether.
These long periods of musiclessness are strange. Doesn't quite fit, does it? It's not because I'm not clicked in, surely. Nope.
This is so stupid. We're the scions of the Seventh Dawn. The ones who stand between this realm and the evil that's trying to destroy it.
I got bad news for you about how Capital has reacted to climate
If you
change.
think we'll leave the stewardship of Eorzea to the likes of your masters, then you're sorely mistaken.
I don't think these guys are ideological, man. The problem is the failure of the state to provide an environment for the common flourishing. So you better have a plan for that.
Sorry I dragged you into this, Pamalimo.
Wait, I mean, come on. Somebody had to do
It
it.
is hardly the first time, and I'll be damned if it will be the last.
Hey, got that spirit. Using that limit break situation? What are you doing? Something like it. What is Pamalimo? He's not a summoner. He doesn't summon anything. Is he a white mage? He's got a stick. That seems white magely.
Say that?
I guess it's not necessarily the case. Whoa. Say, handy maneuver there. This is historical architecture, though, so there will be a fine. That would be an interesting plot. Someone who's wanted by the state, whose goal becomes to rack up enough fines that they're too valuable to kill. A bureaucracy so Byzantine and automatic that it can only obey its own rules.
I never knew such a watercourse existed beneath Uldar.
The architecture is of the Sildine style, if I'm not mistaken. The ancients plainly foresaw the need for a ready means of escape.
Just, you know, a wet road. I like my roads wet.
This way!
Ooh, who was it?
Well, that didn't take long. It seems these tunnels were not as secret as I'd hoped.
Ooh, they charted out every egress.
You two, go on ahead. Thancred and I will deal with this.
We're just hemorrhaging friends here.
What do you mean to do?
Only that which is required to ensure that the dawn's light survive to brighten the morrow.
Fear not, antecedent. You haven't seen the last of these fair features.
My friends.
Leave us!
Well, sure, whatever you say. And we are pretty superheroic. We could probably just stand here and kill their little army. Armies in this world seem to be composed of a couple dozen people, and we were like ourselves a dozen people, but we were at least 6.
Shall I take the dozen on the left and you the dozen on the right? The odds are not exactly stacked in our favor.
There were only 24 of them. There were 4 of us. We could definitely do that.
A little when I bring the tunnel down upon their heads. Though I cannot say I relish the thought of being entombed with you for all eternity.
We should bring the tunnel down on their heads before their heads.
Many a maid would kill for the chance to spend forever at my side. Now, may I have the last dance?
Yeah, that's right. Bring out that ritual shit. If that could be achieved with like fewer cuts, that would be rad. This music is not really fitting, I don't think, at the moment. Whoa, what happened? Why is it dark all of a sudden?
This is going splendidly. Now would be a good time, milady.
It is
done.
Always interesting the way that supernatural powers are deployed when they're kind of ambiguous, or even when they're fairly concrete, I guess. That it's like, what you need is an ambiguous and, wait, Mitra? Which one's Mitra? Is that a goddess? Mitra, FF14. Uh-oh. Wait, Imhitra. Oh, is Oh, it's Y'shtola's sister. Oh, she's the one who's the summoner quest giver. We know Mitra.
She speaks to me.
I didn't realize that they were related.
No.
Oh, how long have I been muted? Well.
I must remain behind.
Whoops.
But you cannot stay with me.
Mitra is the summoner quest lady. We know her, and she is her sister.
Go on. You are the warrior of light. You are hope for the Scions and for all the realm.
I can't. That wasn't also not a good line read, but
your flame continues to burn, the light of the dawn may ever be relit.
You don't understand. I have no agency. I need to be told what to do, ma'am.
And save Eorzea from those who would plunge it into darkness.
I mean, I'll do my best, but what if somebody who wants to plunge into darkness gives me a task first? I mean,
Tis the only way.
On the other hand, with Midge having broken us of the light's thrall, maybe we actually can make choices now. Do you think that we're an individual now? We certainly weren't before. I haven't felt a lot more individual since that. I've definitely still felt like I've been compelled to deal with trivialities. That okay turned out to be important because there is a narrative director lording over all of it. Stumbling onward, out and up and away. Who the fuck are these? Oh, we know who one of them is, right? That's Alisaie.
I am glad
No,
to
it's
see you
not.
safe,
It is
my
Alpha.
friend.
No, okay.
What of the others?
I can't tell them apart. Who is the
Damn
gnome?
that man! Taleji played me for a fool. I thought the Crystal Brave's mine till the very moment I felt the blade at my back.
There was a lot of evidence that wasn't the case, Alpha. No, I'm sorry. You need to pay a little more attention to
There
the
will be
accounting.
ample time for soul searching later. For now, we must put some arms between us and Ul'dah.
Who the fuck are you? Please reveal yourself to us. Now this is how the story started, wasn't it? No, not for us, not for us, because we started in Limsa. But had we started in Ul'dah, we would have arrived.
Look who it is. Need a ride?
Ah.
I doubt it'll be half as exciting as the last trip we took. Not if I have anything to say about it anyway.
This would have been exactly how we first arrived. We'd started here.
Let's not dawdle, eh? All aboard.
You know what? That sounds like a fucking good idea. Alphino, put some fucking clothes on. Jesus Christ, kid. Wear a shirt. Why do you have clothes like that? We are escaping with the barbarian. And keep us safe. Finally wearing that hood. That's good. I mean, the mask is a little goofy, but I think it works. Hey. The city dreams. Oops. Sorry, this is gonna be slightly loud. Oh boy.
I was stocking up on supplies over in Vesper Bay, you see, when your sister come up and begged a favor. Said her brother was having some trouble down in Ul'dah and likely needed a helping hand getting away.
So Alisaie was making herself useful. How did she know?
Thinking them ruins would make a fine hiding place, I decided to try there first. And lo and behold, there you were.
Truly, the crystal watches over us.
Aye, and judging by them soldiers as we're pouring out of the city, I arrived not a moment too soon.
Poor Alphino having a dark night of the soul over there. Not a great day.
Fate that we happened to find you there, though, eh?
Yeah? Or something
I had
more
thought to look out
deliberate.
for Alisaie, but 'twould appear she was the one watching over me. I've made such a mess of things.
I wish I could say that weren't true, young man, but you're not wrong. Still chin up.
And who might you be, young sir?
Yeah, who the fuck are you? Why are you here? What?
Pippin Taropin, Vice Marshal of the Immortal Flames.
Whoa. Why have we never met you
I've been on the Elevated
before?
Front these past few moons.
Ah.
An urgent communication called me back to Ul'dah.
Well, I got bad news about your operation,
Scarce
buddy.
had my boots touched the cobbles, though, when the streets erupted with cries of assassination. I immediately went in search of answers, and came across Master Alphino here. Needless to say, I did not think his imprisonment justified.
It's just categorically.
Plainly lies with the monetarists. Their greed and corruption are well known to me, but for them to take advantage of the situation with such alacrity.
It's the totalizing
Was
nature
that
of capital,
Pippin
buddy.
said? Ain't that the name of General Alden's lad?
Yes, I am his son. Adopted, of course. 'Twas only as we were leaving Ul'dah that I learned of father's fate.
Wait, who's Alden? Is this a? I think this must be a
Once I've
Final
seen
Fantasy
your safe distance
original
away, I mean to
thing.
return to the city and extricate him from this madness.
Oh, Roban Alden. Okay.
Then you needn't travel no further than Blackbrush. Our fugitives have a friend waiting for them there.
You know, hang on, sorry, once again I was muted. It's,
I dreamed of
Roban.
bringing about Eorzea's salvation, but in the end,
Roban is the general.
it was I who needed saving.
Yeah, Alphino, that's how it works. No one shoulders this alone. You could probably have leaned a little more on others. But yes, that is apparently Raoban's adopted son. Them soldiers you keep searching for a while yet. Reckon we'll take the carriage back towards Ul'dah and get the lay of the land. May provide a distraction if need be. You three wait here, help will be along shortly. Stay strong, friends. The real fight's still to come. Yeah, could really have said Raoban's son. Alright, let's go. If they had, we would not have been baffled. Ooh. My. Alphino, you're looking downtrodden. How could I have been so blind? Pippin, what have you got to say? What are your closing remarks? The most unassuming folk can prove to be our greatest allies. That fellow was but a passing merchant, but he led us aid without a moment's hesitation, or any hint of concern for his own safety. Though I can well imagine how a man could feel inspired to risk all in your presence. Father spoke often of you, Erwin. Well, he would call us Longpoint, right? He's a military guy. Father spoke often of you, Aaron Longpoint, and long have I looked forward to our first meeting. Needless to say, this is not at all how I envisioned it. Master Alphino, you must not give in to despair. That would only play into our enemy's hands. So long as you and the Longpoint are free, you may still set things right. Forgive me, Marshal Tarabin, but Alphino, my boy, sorry to keep you waiting. Oh, it's Cid. Shit, he's finally back. Cid, what are you doing here?
Pulling you out of the fire as usual. Your merchant friends tell me everything.
Truly? Then he is no merchant but an angel in peddler's clothing. But tell us, how do you intend to bear our friends to safety?
I hid the Enterprise but a short distance away. All I need is a destination.
We must find a place beyond the reach of both the Monetarists and the Crystal Braves. Kurthus, Ishgard will not suffer the intrusion of foreign forces in their territory.
That settles it. With me, everyone.
Not I fear. I must remain here. I dare not abandon Ul'dah to the Monetarists and their cronies. You may be certain that they will seek to defame you both here and in the other city-states, but know that I shall do my utmost to thwart their every effort. Frankly, I do not expect it to be much of a challenge. The small folk will not turn so easily on the Warrior of Light and his allies, no matter what the Monetarists claim. Yet the most hated fucking people in the world. Marshal Tarabin, I know not what to say. Ha! Now that Father would labor to believe. But enough talk. You must go, Master Alphino. Your airship awaits. He's a talkative boy. Cid runs away, never to be seen again. I really like doing Cid's voice. More Cid, please. He's going to be all over the place in Heavensward. Not constant companion, but he's a regular Kiefer character, as I recall.
Up. There's no rest for the righteous.
Again, you'd think there'd be music there. Ooh. It's Kurthus. We know this place. Does this ship have a name? Is this the High Wind? throat clearing action today. Huh. What's that over there? Sky Fortress, held aloft on balloons. We should make for Camp Dragonhead and speak with Lord Orshval. Mayhap he will know what to do. And so they left, cold of heart and soul, the Kurthus Central Highlands. We actually have to go and talk to Orshval. Again, it might have been more sense-makey to have that be part of the cutscene. Why didn't he just drop us off over up the gate? I mean, I guess he needed a flat landing platform. Don't spoil the mood, please, with goo-boo gooberish. Hello. Master Alphino told me your tale, Erwin. It warms my heart that you should turn to me before all others, and I shall endeavor to deserve your trust. Alas, the situation here has grown more complicated in your absence. It would be best if I explained in full. Please, King. Before the dawn, in times of trouble, there are few things more precious than unconditional support. We did it. We made it through the long cutscene. It is done. And now...
There has been word from the capital. Ishgard has weathered another assault. And 'tis said several wyverns broke through into the city proper.
Oh, that was true, huh? Weird.
The temple knights succeeded in slaying the beasts, but the intrusion prompted orders to further strengthen the guard, and to place the city under a perpetual state of alert.
That doesn't sound like what we need the city to be.
How keenly we feel the loss of our wards at the gates of judgment.
Yeah, well, again, the material conditions.
Sir Emmerich is safely returned from Ul'dah, and once more leads the defense of Ishgard.
Don't worry, folks, the army's hot again.
As for the matter of your asylum, I am afraid no progress will be made until the threat to our nation is diminished.
It's always paperwork around here.
But do not despair. You are not without allies.
And how influential are you,
more than
Orshval?
welcome to shelter here for as long as you wish. Pray, think of it as a new headquarters of sorts. The Falling Snows, or some such.
And there's an Aetheryte right here.
All frivolity aside, any who come here in search of you will receive no aid from House Forton. For once, the Ishgardian reputation for inhospitality shall work in our favor.
Hey, finally
Agents
something
of
going
Ul'dah
right.
will find their every inquiry dismissed, and their every request for entry rebuffed, until such time as their masters have acknowledged your innocence.
I appreciate your full-throated support, but we've gotten up to some crazy shit. How confident are you we didn't do the things that we were accused of?
You once fought to preserve the honor of my dear friend. 'Tis a blessing that I may now repay that debt in kind.
Which one was that exactly? I don't remember.
Pray, join the rest of your companions.
They're all
It's
gone.
bitterly cold this day. I suspect there are those who might welcome the warmth your presence brings.
All of my friends are apparently dead. They did a big fight to save my life. Now they are gone. Speak with House Forton guard. This is our friend, this guard. Just some dude. Hey, you're the one in the intercession chamber, right? Yeah, I remember seeing you around here. Greetings, sir. Shall I show you inside? Upon proceeding to the intercessory, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Recommended you spend enough time inside. Well, it's late enough that I really shouldn't do this. How long is this one? I don't remember. Nah, let's do the responsible thing and put it aside for later. Thought we could finish, but I was wrong. That's fine though. We made good progress. Get that rat out from under your heel, and I will see you soon.